So I'm here at the park and there's this car. I was like hearing from, so I was like in prayer and I felt like I was getting very deep revelations. As soon as I started like talking, there's this car. Yeah, so I was like getting very deep revelations from God, and while I was like walking up, there's the car and he's like tailgating. She's like doing roundabouts here. I wanted to just upload this. So okay, so when you start getting prayer and really just seeking God, usually in times of meditation, stuff like that, I'm still trying to like see if, oh yeah, look, she's still doing like roundabouts. Fucking stalker. Look, she's gonna do a turnabout now. They really think we don't know what they're doing. Anyways, I'm not gonna focus on them at all, but I'm literally watching her right now. All right, anyways, I'm gonna continue. So pretty much I was like spending time in prayer, and I felt like I was like definitely hearing from God. I got the revelation, and it was really deep. It was a very deep message. Pretty much the message was what God is doing in your life, as like a chosen vessel. Like, if you have the Holy Spirit within you, what God is doing in your life and what God is going to do in your life, sometimes it's not even about you. It's actually about honoring. Oh, look, they're doing roundabouts. This girl's doing roundabouts too. Fucking stalker. They're doing roundabouts. Fucking stalkers. Anyways, so pretty much a lot of this has been really funny today at the park, because I've been pretty much just experiencing a lot of the gang stop. I feel so bad for them. Like, I don't know, like, but my favorite thing is confronting them though. Like, I know that that's what they want in a way, but I don't think they want that. I think they get scared. Look, they're still doing roundabouts. Okay, I'm not even gonna laugh anymore. So pretty much, so the message I was getting before the car, like there was all these distractions, was that the thing that God is doing in your life, so like you being liberated and you being free from the matrix, the demonic corporate system that leeches off of darkness, it leeches off of you being in darkness. When you wake up to that and you connect to God's power, many times the reason why this is happening to you, why God chose you for the mission, is because this is something much deeper than just you. So it's not just about you. It's much deeper. So this goes back to like your ancestors. This goes back to even because, okay, so God is a God of divine order and he's a God of divine righteousness. So God cannot have, for example, your ancestors that were devoted to him, they weren't able to complete the mission. They weren't able to break free from the generational curses. So they weren't able to in their lifetime because maybe they just weren't ready to be free. Maybe they just weren't ready to be free. And so, look, we have another one. Guys. Should I show you guys? I'm pretending I'm recording myself, but I'm actually recording them. They just tend to do like roundabouts and stuff. Anyways, so continuing the message. I know a lot of people that might be new to this channel might be very confused as to why I'm showing like the cars and what I'm talking about. If you get very deep into spiritual warfare and into what's really going on in this world, you'll understand all of this terminology, what agents mean, all these type of things. It goes very deep. As soon as you step into the light of God and you choose to follow a path of righteousness and ascension spiritually, you're gonna have a lot of demonic forces, since like the world we live in is pretty much dominated by demonic forces. Everything that is not vibrating at a God level of Christ is going to come against you. So the God of this world could use people, distractions, things around you. There's this term, I don't want to say it because I don't want to get flag listed, but it's called G-stalking, that starts happening when, so pretty much the enemy is the prince of the air. So principalities, all these different things is, the enemy is the prince of the air. So he'll use distractions, people, anything around you when you're on your mission. For example, your mission could be to record a video and release that into the earth, upload that video in order to free someone from bondage. When you start doing that, the enemy will start sending his minions, distractions, people. Since he's the prince of the air, he'll use technology, he'll use distractions. People will start calling you. Don't you realize every time you want to start fasting or doing something that's going to lead you onto your spiritual path, it's almost like the devil, the enemy, starts tempting you. People start inviting you out to eat. Or let's say you're trying to quit pornography, and right when you want to quit, a Jezebel comes up, a girl, very hot girl, an ad will come up, on your computer. That is the enemy, because we, as it says in the Bible, we are not wrestling against flesh and blood, but we are wrestling against principalities and dark forces of the earth. And this is not just a saying, this is real life. So when people like us, like you that's watching probably, have dedicated their lives to establishing order and righteousness and following God's path, you will be attacked, you will be persecuted, you will be gang-stalked, you will be talked about, you will be attacked, because this is not your kingdom. You don't belong here. This is not you. The ways of this world, they're not your ways, they're not God's ways. So that is why, because you're living on the earth. And that's what the enemy will send all of his forces at you. But we have to look at that as a blessing, because it shows that we're on the right path. It is not easy. But anyways, going back to the original message. So the point of this video is, God is saying that him answering your prayers, him blessing your life, him establishing you, him doing the things that he's going to do in your life is much bigger than you. It's not just about you. It's about him establishing order. So since God is a God of order, if your ancestors, for example, they couldn't complete the assignment, maybe God chose them in order to break the generational curses. But maybe the times that they were living in, the system, let's say their circumstances, they weren't strong enough to do it. So God, in his divine plan, chose you. Like, you were born out of your mother's womb. You're already ordained in order to carry out the mission. And that's why chosen ones, the ones that are chosen to break generational curses and, have the mission on this earth, they usually go through really bad childhoods. Like, they usually go through very, very hard times in their life, because the enemy has a target on them from the moment they're born. That way they don't carry out the mission. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that would really help you identify why maybe you felt like there's been a target on your back your entire life. You felt like you've had to go through so much. You felt like it's almost like you've never really been able to chill, and it seems like everybody else around you can chill, because the ones who can chill the ones who can chill are the ones who are of the world, the ones who don't have a mission in order to break generational curses, because they're part of the world. And the enemy leaves them alone because they're not a threat. But since you are a threat and you're following righteousness and you're following the ascension, you're following the true path, the enemy needs to take you out because you are pretty much destroying his plans. You're destroying his kingdom. I mean, think about it. It's really beautiful when you start thinking like, I mean, beautiful yet terrifying, because when you start thinking about the fact that the ascension of one person's kingdom, I mean, not one person, one throne, which is God's throne, the throne of righteousness, is the destruction of another kingdom. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's like one kingdom rises, which is the righteous kingdom, which means that another kingdom has to fall down. And there is kings, he ain't a king, that do not want to fall down. They want to stay reigning, even if it means the destruction of every single person and soul, as long as they continue reigning. So that's what you need to think about. Why the attack, and why the war has been kind of like not set against you, not set against you, but it's against the kingdom. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's much deeper. It's not, a lot of people take it personal, and we can take it personal sometimes. We think it's against us. It's not against us. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not against us. It's against the kingdom of light. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you start realizing that it's much bigger than you and it's much deeper than you, then you'll be able to handle it in a way that's more effective. But yeah, I love you guys. Stay blessed. Peace.